do it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello again,
So
everyone.
excited, guys. As usual, my favorite part of the week. Episode 23rd. We have,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. We have discussed just before about the huge energy shift that's happening in general in the society and as a community living and for human beings and for individuals. And we felt the need and inspired as well to actually talk today about how the system we live in currently or we have believed in is outdated and how it's time to shift not only our energy but our standards in a new way of living that is community like, that is expansion like, and that is unconditional. So I will welcome Miruna to start talking and introduce us with the topic.
Thank you, dear one. You actually introduced it so beautifully. I think many of us can feel this shift from the me, the small me, to the we, the expansive we. Um, I think we can all agree that change is a part of our lives. We can definitely in our own lives, even logically, can see that change has been a constant. However, the level of change that we're going through at this time is accelerated, intensified, and expansive. It's like, how before it used to take 20 years to notice that there was a shift. Nowadays, 2024, as we're going into autumn, it's like every single week, every single day, there's something shifting again and again. And we're noticing it in our personal lives and we're noticing it in our collective, and we're going to continue noticing it. It's going to intensify. It's not going to dim down, but it's going to intensify. Let's just say we have the opportunity to see it as a great escape from the programming system, as a great opportunity to free ourselves, to live freer, to live happier, to live in love and more authentically. Or we can see it as a disturbance of, oh my God, it's shifting too quickly. Oh my God, what I was knowing yesterday is no longer true today. Oh my God, I want to keep on holding to my security blanket, whatever that security is. And what I would love to invite everyone, including ourselves, is to ask ourselves, just for starters, let's say, what is true security? If the idea of the world told us that security is to have a home, to have food, to have money, to have a pension fund, knowing that this can flip from a day to another just like that, if we just take a moment to connect within, what is true security? And I would love to hear for you, my dearest one. What is true security for you? Let's say.
Oh, I love this, guys. Just realized we forgot to make a prayer before
It's
our
true. Oh,
episode, but
good. So,
we're
so excited.
actually we were like so much into this topic. True security, and I remember we spoke about it in one of your beautiful workshop, Master Heart, and it it lies within. It's the deep foundation for me personally, my deep foundation that I've built in communion with God, with the universe. So it's the deep sense of not only self worth, but we worth. So you are collectively worthy and you are collectively one. So you become surrendered and unattached. I don't want to say detached because often people think as a separation and there's like, oh, well, you're not a buddy anymore, Macy. You're not the Macy anymore. Then might as well go on an island and stop living. No, there's just an unattachment to what is the identification we put ourselves on. So, like you mentioned, identifying as a Macy, as a persona, as a personality, but especially identifying of what is making me worthy on external factors, everything you just said, right? So this true sense of security is that no matter what happens around me, no matter what happens in the outer world, in the physical world, I am safe. I am safe in this universe. I am authentic and I am unbreakable. I am eternal and I am a spirit. And even more so, I am divine, unconditional love. So some people might connect with what I'm saying right now. Some other people might not grasp completely what I'm talking about. But that comes with unlaying, uncovering layers of your ego identification. And no matter where you're at in your journey, when I've met people of different backgrounds, of different culture, we've all come to this consensus that behind all of those layers of understanding what is it, the psychology of it, the scientific justification, the studies out of it. Once you uncover all of it, guys, we all came into this consensus that there is just love. It's just pure, deep love and joy. So for me, the sense of security is having this strong, steadfast faith, but foundation of who are you truly, outside of the flesh, outside of the society expectation, outside of the materialism. So this is what it is.
I love that so much. It so resonates with me, and I sure hope that it resonates with many listening, or if it doesn't resonate completely, that they check, that each and every person listening checks in with this anchor that is so precious. I so resonate with what you're saying, the knowing, and it's not a thinking knowing, like I know I am, like it can begin like that, actually. It can definitely begin. It's all a gradual process. I discover, layers of the glimpses. Oh, I am that. But and I know you definitely connect with, you feel it. You feel that. You know it and you feel it, and it's like a deep-seated truth that is unchangeable. It's an anchoring, right? It's like no
Mhm.
matter what is taken from you or given to you or taken from you or changed into your outer reality, who you are inside is untouchable, right?
Mhm.
Untouchable by any shift. But if we're thinking of getting there, it's a journey, right? It
Yeah.
can be instant. It can be instant. There's awakenings that can happen in an instant. In a, let's say, life-threatening experience, people are like suddenly. It's funny when we're life-threatened, or when a deep depression, or when we lose, quote unquote, everything. You know how people, like, they lose houses and I lost everything. And somehow in the exactly the moment when they say I lost everything, what do? They cry of gratitude that they are alive. So obviously they didn't lose everything. They turn to the neighbors to support each other. They look around and they see the beauty and the grace that they have actually not lost everything, and they are very much alive, and love is always there, and support is always there. So isn't that amazing that in the moment when we lose
Yeah.
everything, or the thing that we were told or conditioned that we need, that it's going to give us the security, the house, the job, the pension fund, your lover, your husband, your whatever,
Yeah.
isn't it amazing that there's a deeper sense of something that you can never lose,
Yeah.
ever, ever? So I would invite everyone to just take a breath and be like, what is what is it that you are and that you have eternally, that you have perhaps not valued enough, or perhaps you haven't
Mhm.
connected enough with, because you're so preoccupied by the outside stuff that they say that will make you secure and confident.
Ah, wow. I can finish the episode now, right there. Beautifully said, Miruna. It is amazing because you said it. Once you think you lose, and that's again, it's a mindset shift, it's a perspective because you've been programmed to value yourself with the physical world. If I have that, if I do that, if I succeed in that, if I get that. So when you said you think you lose it, like you say, once you shift this mindset, you shift this perspective, you actually don't lose anything, like you said. It actually frees you, because all those times that you want, like, as you know, there's people I remember, the more they gain money, the more they become millionaire, the more they become avare, they become like careful of their money,
Stingy.
right?
Yes.
So it is kind of a poison opposite kind of phenomena happening, because the more you think that people have abundance, the more they actually become fearful of losing what they've worked so hard to get. So you
Yeah.
are imprisoned by
Yeah.
those material possessions, by this material abundance, and by this image that you make yourself of, right? Because some people
Yeah.
become popular, let's say, and have a huge influence on people on social media, or become an actor or a influential position, and they become, I don't know, I've been observing that, and I've told myself, you become kind of prisoner of this quote unquote success, because now there's a pressure. Now you have to show up. Now you have to present a certain image. So to make a parallel, at the end of the day, you have this personal authority of who you want to become, who you don't want to become, and what you choose to do in your everyday life, right? And there's a deep sense for everyone to deeply feel just happy. Often you ask people, what do you want the most in your life? And one of them is going to be, I just want to be happy, Macy. And to
Yeah.
have, for both of us combined, observed humankind, to have been among them as well, to have experienced it ourselves,
Mhm.
all kind of material possessions or goals they have built themselves on or attached themselves on, never, never in one time brought them happiness. It might have brought them happiness momentarily, or maybe thinking them that
Joy,
it's
maybe.
a
Yeah.
joy or like a pride
Yeah.
of something. Of course, I don't take that away at all. But it
Yeah.
was not sustainable, because everything
No.
that is material and physical is fleeting. It's not eternal. None of this eternal.
Yeah.
This computer is not eternal. The street we're seeing that is
Our
making construction
bodies.
on is not eternal.
Yeah.
Everything you see and touch is not eternal. Nothing.
Yeah.
So how can you expect to have your value associated with something that is gonna abandon you eventually? Even your parents gonna quote unquote die physically, you know?
Yeah.
So it is more and more important to build in this self sense of authority and inner peace and security within. And you have it all, guys. I want to share this testimonial with one of my young clients. She was going through a breakup, and she's much younger, like she's in the beginning 20s. And that's not usually the age gap I have, but I'm always, open to provide help if I can. And we gave ourselves four sessions to work onto it, because she was not happy, and it's been 3 months, and all her surroundings kept saying, "Time will heal, girl. Time will heal." And she was like, "Macy, it doesn't work. Time is not healing. I'm feeling so much pain, as much as before than today, right?" So she was aching for help or something. And I explained to her all the power of the mind, the thoughts, and how that depicts your reality, right? And in the span of 4 sessions, guys, she shifted. And like you said, time is just an illusion. She shifted more and quickly than I expected for her to shift her self confidence, to see that she can live her own life without the person that she was heartbroken about, to
Mhm.
see new expansion of possibilities. So, like you said,
Beautiful.
we invite you to just see the possibilities around your goals or your stress factors, or, oh, I have to do that, I have to do that, I have to do that. There's so much more, guys, than what you think you have to do. So much more. And we mentioned before the call how the system actually is becoming, and I'm going to let you take this further down, because how the system currently is being outdated and failing. It's actually failing us, guys. And I'm not feeling it only energetically. For those who are very logical minded or needs proof, you can
Mhm.
see collectively that there's a lot of things happening in corporations where they have issues with, we don't know what to find more people, but that if we find them, there might have cuts of right now jobs economically. There's a lot of uncertainty happening with the inflation that's going higher and higher. And then, according to experts in economics, we've never seen that much. Like it's one of a kind that's happening in the history, right?
Yeah.
So the monetary system that we know might collapse as we know it in terms of societal things happening. We see more and more of as well people living in the streets. We see more and more
Mental
people that
health.
are comfortable in their housing but needs to buy stuff in the cheapest groceries because they cannot have ends meet. We
Yeah.
see more and more people like, clashing in the world, obviously, with wars. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
things that's shifting, and all the possible government support that people are trying to give us as solutions is we're there now. It's not even possibly giving us a sense of peace, of solution, or anything. People are growing distressed.
Yeah.
People are growing uncertain. People are growing impatient. This is not like the little pension you're giving me in return or help that you're trying to give me. I have this amount of weight right now in the months. People are expecting the government to help them right now. It's time,
Yeah.
guys. It's time to break that apart, guys. It's no more associating ourselves with this failing system, with this thing that is not going to serve us at all in the long term and it's just going to make you even more miserable. It's time to stop being dependent of the system that's failing us, that's outdated, and start to build even more the system of expansion and love and community life. We
Yes.
already have it innate. It's
So
already part of
true.
us, guys. So anyway, I want to
I love that.
speak about it because
That's beautiful. No, it's so right on. It's such an Aquarius age speech. If we would have a welcome to the age of Aquarius speech, that would be the speech. Because the Aquarius is the bottom to the top, not the top to the bottom. So what we're noticing right now is, as you're saying, the systems are collapsing. But I love the idea of a great opportunity to take ownership that we and responsibility that the power that we have given to the outside world, along with the complaints and the expectations that the system will magically work, which obviously we've known for a long time. It's never worked. It just worked for some people, and even them, I don't think they're happy anyway. So that this opportunity to, it's all going to come down to the more responsibility and ownership we can take personally for our creativity, for collaborating, for putting our resources together, for taking into our own hands what we know is true and right, even if the laws are, the fake laws of this world. I'm saying there's universal laws. These laws I have reverence and I respect them. And then there's laws created by humans. I mean, for me, it depends. If it's the red light, I'm gonna respect it. If it's something that has to do with my body and harming it against my will, yeah, I'm respecting the higher law of, free will of a spirit. So no, I won't comply. So it's also a matter of how true can we be, how true, and also how empowered and responsible, because people want to be free and want to have privileges, but they don't want to have responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? We just like we give it up for, it's there, why don't they do
Good
it? It's
job.
such a system. We pay the money. Well, maybe you've been paying money and taxes to the wrong people. So, and again, I'm not saying we shouldn't pay our taxes. I'm just saying it's time that we create, and we are creating as we're speaking, many people, new ways, a whole new way of living that I think is much more in harmony with universal laws of nature and I'm talking like cosmic kind of living, in which everything that we can create, do, say, receive, give, will seek for that alignment with the whole holistic way of living. I know it's been talked about. It's well, back in the days when we would have such speeches, people would be like, "Oh my God, so, like, stop it." But I think nowadays, as
No.
really awaken more and more with the new generations as well, that want to be much more independent and free, and do not really have the dream to work for corporations. It's less and less is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dream.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it happen? Because the new generations are looking for flexibility, mobility. um, I think freedom is the key word. Expansion, happiness, depth, and also they're very. I'm just so touched by these new. I'm saying new, but the younger generations. They're not like a new, but they're younger. They love. They're very sensitive to environment, to
Yeah.
nature, to whole. So it's literally, we will see very rapidly, not like before. It's not going to take 10 years. I'm seeing like 2020, by 2025 we will see so huge shifts,
Shifts.
rapid shifts, collapses, shifts, new creations. Personally, I focus on new. So whenever something is collapsing, I'm not staying there and weeping, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's gone. Okay. Why is it gone? Because it doesn't work. Okay. It's not sustainable. What can we build new? It's an opportunity. When a huge dinosaur of a corporation is falling down, and it's been so heavy upon people, it's time to not create a new one, not feed it so it gets back up. Go and do something that is much more circular and less pyramidal. That this pyramidal system has
Mm-hmm.
reached
It
his.
has reached its peak. And I love
Yes.
this because as you were speaking, what came upon me is, I think the first step collectively for so many people that they resist so much this change is this slave towards their fears, right? So by addressing your fears, guys, and truly learning to let go of those fears that stops you actually to embrace your authenticity. That is a big step. I admit it to you guys, but this is the greatest step we can do that can allow us all together to shift for this new type of society we can build. Because as long as you let fears run you, you will keep choosing and thinking small, right? You
Yeah.
will keep fearing and acting things. And this big event that happened, I'm not going to call it here, a couple of years ago, we saw
Mm.
fears at its peak. And we saw people do unimaginable things that they would have never done when their heart spoke out. But
Yeah.
because they were letting their mind and their fear control them, they did stuff that was not how should that, authentic to them.
Yeah, wasn't in integrity with their spirits, and
Integrity.
they
And
a
that's
lot
the
of them regretted it. Yeah.
exactly, and that's the worst service you can do to yourself, to your solarship, to your ownership, right, of who you are truly. So we just invite you guys to play with the possibilities. What happens if my worst case scenarios and worst fears happen? Ask yourself those questions. Make yourself those scenarios. I'm not saying to put it out there, obviously, but you're putting it in an energy that is intentional. So trust me, everything is about
Yes.
energy.
Yeah.
So put it out there, write about it, play with these ideas, discuss about it with your close ones. What would I do, or what would happen if my worst case scenarios or my worst fears would happen? And you would quickly realize that it's not the end of the world. You will survive because the human has this ability to adapt and to be resilient. And when things get tough in a nationwide happening, people get together. It's
Yeah,
beautiful,
and they
really.
get
People
creative.
start helping each
Yeah.
other. We
Yes,
stop
that's
thinking
right. That's
materialism,
right.
individualism. People get together. That is the nature, the true beautiful
Yeah.
nature of love and helping in community life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you will be okay, guys. Stop thinking and feeling small. Stop letting those, I just don't want to just point fingers at corporations, but the system in general that encloses you of what you should do or not do when it's not in integrity with you. Let that go. It's time to shift that around. And secondly, I want to encourage people to understand that we don't want, and we don't we don't know. At the end of the day, it doesn't belong to for us to know how it's gonna all come to the end of. whatever's shifting coming. But I want to encourage too that the shifts and the changes can also happen and transform the current company, or it can actually create the change can happen quickly than you expected, guys. You don't
Yes.
need to be miserable for 10 years for the change positive to happen, guys. Everything's going to happen quickly. People going to adapt quickly, because if, let's say, in a company of 100 people, 80 have an awakening. Okay, I'm putting it out there. 80 have an awakening. They all see eye to eye. They all connect together as collective, and they all propose a solution to this company per se. And this company, like you said, is at the end of the door. It's not being sustainable. They gotta have to adapt or die. They're probably gonna adapt, and they're gonna shift everything around. The rapport they have with their superiors, they're not gonna maybe have the same rapport anymore. Like you said, the hierarchy is gonna be different. They're gonna shift everything around. They might take away 80% of their paperwork or their regulations within the company and have a new built-in identity. Things can happen so quickly, guys, if we get together and choose each one of us our integrity and our true self and our authenticity. It can happen so quickly, guys. So quickly.
Yeah.
And it's I just want you to say, guys, it's for me, it's very encouraging and hopeful and exciting, because they will be faced with this choice, like Miruna said. And I'm really sure that if it's a big movement towards a collective, then it will go towards that. But it belongs to each of us to have this choice for ourselves, so we can inspire and affect positively people around us. And it starts in the small things. Like we talked about the authenticity in the last 2 episodes. What is authenticity? How can I embrace it on a daily life, daily matter, right? It's all about the energy you pull yourself behind it, the smile you're having, you just claiming an affirmation. Oh, well, I'm at peace with that, and I feel like I want to try more this consultancy job where I have the freedom to deal with who and when I want to deal. And then you share your project and your dream with other people around you. You're like, hey, that makes sense. Oh, hey, I would love to try that out. And then you offer them, if ever you want help, if ever you want any advice, let me know, I'm here. Boom, they know there's somebody who does that at least. And then maybe they might talk about it to someone else. You walk in the streets, you help somebody, you take the time to walk in the streets without any timestamps. You're enjoying nature. You share it maybe in your social media, what you've learned about. It's just every day, guys, embracing authenticity, it's gonna have so much more impact than you think. Because as soon as you break apart and you break free from your fears, guys, you expand as you've never experienced before. Your energy expand, guys. You don't maybe see it with your own eyes, but your energy, guys,
You
it's
can feel it.
expanding. It's huge. So your actions on your day-to-day life, what you say to your friends, your family, oh haha, we make jokes or you joy, but your energy, your intention is completely different. So from an external point of view, people can say, "Oh well, Macy, I don't see much that you're changing, or I see you walking the street, or you don't do much." While I'm walking, I'm praying, I'm putting intention out there, I'm looking things in a new way, I'm expanding. Everything is connected, guys. You put two people together with the different vibrations, the higher vibrations or the one that's more loving and expansive is gonna affect the other one,
For sure.
whether you know this person or not. This is how we are in this web of
Network.
connectiveness of
Yeah.
universe. Anyway, I'm gonna stop there, but just to let you know, guys, that it is happening right now, and hop on the train, and you're
Hop
gonna
on the
love
expansion
it.
train. It's fun. I love it. I love it. What a beautiful sharing. I can't believe to I can't wait to discover more together as the weeks are coming in September. Yeah, we will have more and more intense shifts, and um, we're going to keep inspiring and sharing
Of
about this
course,
journey.
because we're
And
doing it right now in the intemporal. So even if right
yeah,
now people don't see it as they should and watch our episode, intemporally it's happening. We're
yeah,
rippling effects,
yeah.
vibrationally
Time is an
speaking.
illusion. Yeah, and we're speaking into the network because we're all
Exactly,
interconnected
the
at all
network.
times.
It's so
Yeah.
exciting, guys. So it's
Yeah.
all about your energy. Where are you coming from? And when you pay more attention in your authenticity and how you speak up, you will see the shifting within yourself, and you will see it affect
Yeah.
others positively around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if people don't see the results. Oh, I decided, Macy, to change my career, or I've decided to be more self-confident. But when I speak, it doesn't look like I am. It doesn't matter, guys. It's all about the energy behind. It's all about it. From an external point of view, when people see me right now, they're like, wow, Macy, I don't know where she's going. I don't know where I'm going to, and I'm peace with it. I've experienced a huge change, life-changing experience for me through my separation. So I'm completely taking a new turn,
Yeah.
and I'm such at peace with it. It's going to be fine. It doesn't matter what people think in their fear-based thoughts. Because when you embrace your authenticity, you are at peace. You know where you're going, even when you don't know. But you know in your heart that everything's going to be fine.
I
So when
love
you
it.
verbalize and you affirm this, they sense your sense of inner peace. That's it. And they
Yeah.
become convinced that, oh shit, she seems that she knows where she's going, even though she doesn't know. That shows me that it's
Yeah.
possible to be at peace with the
Yeah.
unknown and uncertainty. You understand what I'm
Totally.
trying to? Yeah.
I totally understand it. And talking about uncertainty, it's exactly my message this morning. It's not the if you know where you're going and you're confident, that's just normal because you know. If you're confident and unsettled and super peaceful when you don't know where you're going,
That's
that's
one thing.
courage and that's confidence. Just like if you were, the captain on a ship, yeah, maybe you know you're going to America, but you're coming up from Europe. You don't know all the storms you're gonna have. You don't know all the things you're gonna see in the ocean. It's a totally unknown territory. So the thing is to be comfortable in the unknown is the greatest
Mhm.
power, because then you're just free. When you don't literally don't care about the destination or about knowing. When you don't care about knowing, you're totally into your heart and in your spirit. You don't think, you don't condition yourself, you don't doubt,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
don't need to know, you just are. You are. And that is the most confident energy I have ever experienced, is when I am. Like I don't need, I don't do, I don't have to know. I'm not outside of my heart. I'm totally in my heart, which means I'm totally aligned with my soul, and I don't need anything except just I am. It's the most beaming energy I've ever found on the planet, and off the planet. Inside and out, I'll say. So this being said, let's continue to beam ourselves. Beam yourself.
Yes.
Stay in the heart. Get comfortable with not knowing, because a lot of unknown is coming, and it's not about the knowing, it's about the
Mm.
being comfortable with being and beaming that vibration.
Oh,
So
hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you so much, guys. What a another great episode. We're getting
thank you so
intensified in
much.
this because we love it so much.
The energy is getting very intense.
Experience it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very
Amazing.
exciting.
So let's see each other next week on the next episode, and we shall see.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much, everyone. Beam yourselves. See you next time. Thank you, dearest one.